It was a brick by brick and a stone by stone. It wasn't done alone. Spirit is the
Welcome. You are listening to Menstruction.
No one knows what we're feeling. No one seems to care. I'm aware. I will keep your secrets. Your secrets are saving me. We can speak our secrets. Oh no. That's why this segment is called Digital Diary.
June 4th, 2022. It has been incredibly too long since I have updated this journal, but today is one of those days where I felt the need to document my thoughts and feelings. Today was interesting. It's one of those days where I really felt like I was no one's favorite. And sometimes in life you have to accept that you are no one's favorite. Sometimes you just gotta be your own favorite. Sometimes you have to acknowledge that life has other people in it with their own issues and their own obligations. I found myself in a position where all of that didn't seem to matter. All I wanted to do was feel appreciated, to feel like I was doing the right thing. And realistically, I couldn't seem to catch that groove. It's a compound of things really that happened. Irresponsibility on my part, bad time management, a lack of urgency, maybe some slight procrastination, all manifesting into one big cabal of confusion. And so now I think it's time. I think it's time for a change. I truly believe it is time to go and flip the script on the chapter that I've been writing thus far. I think about what I've been able to do this year alone with the platform, and how I've now made it halfway through this year and have managed to create something wonderful that shows what the drive and the consistency can really do for you. But at the same time, I find that there are places that I want to be and things that I want to be doing that I just am not currently reaching towards. And I have to say that that is truly because I am not putting my best foot forward, not giving the most that I can give, not trying to be the best that I can be. It's interesting, I mentioned something like this to myself in a note that I made on my objectives for this year about being productive, being on top of my shit. And I have found somehow still that in some areas I have been able to apply that energy and to put in that level of dedication. And in other areas I still have wavered. In other areas I still have missed my mark. And so I ask myself, what can be done differently? And in times like this, when I have to ask myself those internal questions, it's always when I feel it is best to reference previous material. That's when I feel it is best to look at the notes that I make for myself, to look at and or listen to the things that I have said to myself and to others in the past that I have kept document of. And it goes to something larger that I have been trying my damnedest to work on for what seems like forever now, which is to practice what I preach, which even gets to what I believe is the bigger, deeper issue, which is not trusting myself enough. It amazes me how I have the confidence to go out and tell other people, make my recommendations, to give my advice as to how they can improve, as to how they can be better, as to how they can hold themselves to account. But when it comes to the internal self, when it comes to my personal standards, when it comes to my own growth, I do not give the same level of dedication, the same level of transparency. It seems that I believe that my opinions can be infallible and well fortified when it comes to others that I love and care for so dearly. But for the one that I should care most dearly for, myself, I don't give the same reverence. At the beginning of this year, I said to myself, I included it on my objectives. I thought about it when doing my own personal end of year evaluation, that I have got to practice what I preach. I have to go out and take the lessons that I distribute to others, the questions that I challenge, the beliefs that I have about the people around me, and truly put them to the test. It's time to turn over that leaf. It's time to become better. It is time to show that time has taught me something. Today being as frustrating and confusing as it was, put a lot of things in clarity. Sometimes you have to take things out of focus to realize what should be in focus. I found myself pushing to be better, pushing myself to achieve, pushing myself to meet the standards that were presented to me. And I don't necessarily feel that I did not achieve those things. I do not feel like I did not reach my benchmark. But something in the way that I went about it, something in the approach did not settle well with my spirit. Something in the way that I felt myself moving, the mental space that I found myself in, it was heavy. It was very much so akin to an out-of-body experience. There was dissonance. There was deference. There was a disconnect. And in moments like that, where I find myself not understanding, where I find that my identity is becoming more of a blur than it is a body, I know it's time to make a change. May this be my reminder. May this be the documentation of the day that the inflection point occurs. May today be the day that I put to rest some of my ridiculous reservations. May today be the day that I have less concessions, that I fear myself less, and I allow my only true overwhelming fear be that I lost another day to try a different path. And I'm not sure what brings me to this place. I'm not sure what creates that disconnect between what I can see to be the clear, evident perspective direction in my actual practice reality. But I do know now is when I want to begin that journey of discovery. And let's just be honest. Let me be real for a second. I know within myself the urge exists. The dog rattles at the cage to get at the young ladies that I encounter on a regular basis. Why I stifle myself from possible enjoyment, prospective partners, properly pampered punani is beyond what I truly can say I understand. But I do know that I have to be myself. I do know that I am capable of maintaining myself in that space. I am aware of the charm alarm and how often it goes off when I decide to open that up. But for whatever reasons it may be, whether it be due to fears, due to past heartbreaks and sadness, overwhelming emotion from my day-to-day, questions about myself and concerns about possible relationships and partners, there is nothing but opportunity and time for me to experiment and try to learn and understand. There is no real L that I can take. Rejection is part of the game, and I know I can handle that. But as they say, 100% of the shots you don't take, you will miss. And I will never know how many of those could possibly be off the backboard, into the net, swish. I have the knowledge. I have the skills. I put myself in positions to talk to my homies and other brethren to give them the direction, to give them whatever game I believe that I have, to give them the insight to be able to navigate properly in those spaces. It's time. Somehow I've played the game backwards. I've chosen to be the coach before I was the player. And now it's time to get back out on the field. Now it's time for you to start putting forth the effort to be the man that you want to be. Now it's time to start putting the effort forward to enjoy the things that you truly enjoy and to express and explore yourself in the truest capacity of which you can. There's so much more that you can do. There's so much more that you want to do, but you prevent yourself from doing it. Your desire to fly the coop and head back to the big city, it's doable. It's possible. But there are steps that must be taken, and there are opportunities you have to open up for yourself to make that possible. You can't spend your time trying to slink away and shrivel up from the place that you find yourself in because you are discontent, in hopes that you will build a pipe dream that will transport you to the place of your dreams. So may this be the day. I believe in you. I believe in me. I know that it's possible. Don't disappoint. The next time we refer to this entry, you better be coming back with some good news. You better have a whole hell of a lot to say. And better be marking some items off of that list for 2020, because we're only halfway through this year. You have more than enough time. Signed, yours truly.